Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Academy career mode here in the junior months, and you can see we have played the West Ham and Chelsea game. I was testing out new sliders on a new difficulty, the same one that Chesnoid Gaming has been using on World Class, so it's more like football playing instead of the opponents or the computer playing like computer. I switched to that. I switched to his full thing. It's not looking good, honestly. We lost to West Ham playing it, and we had a scraper 3-3 draw out of Chelsea, in which Hoffman scored a little last second of the game goal to equalize that. So I might be tweaking it a little bit. I just didn't want to play too much because I actually have a lot of plans here in January if they all come to fruition. I was looking at my squad. Hoffman's now up to 97 overall now, and I think his potential is 98, so I think he can grow up to one more. But I was looking at my squad and looking kind of at my squad depth, and I noticed I don't have a third striker now. The chances that Hoffman and Robert are both out, or at least one of them are out, I don't have a third striker to replace one of them. So I went to the transfer market, or I went to this little scouting thing here to see if we could find any decent striker, and then I found a couple of decent strikers that we might be looking to go after. But then I found this guy, Renato Fernandes. A Brazilian CDM, 90 overall. I checked his birthday. He is not a regen of anyone. Not Casemiro, not Fabinho, not... I don't know who the other Brazilian is. There's another Brazilian. Not a regen of anybody. He is just a standalone player, 22 years old, 90 overall. I want to bring him in. My plans are to bring him in this January transfer window. And like I said on Tuesday of whatever week, if it's... Like I said on August 1st in the video that came out in the comments, this will be for sure the last season of this career mode. So we are going to look to bring in Renato Fernandes. However, we do have two CDMs, Vargas and Daniels, in the squad. We are going to have to sell one of those two in this January transfer window to be able to bring in Fernandes to replace him. And once we sell him, he has to stay a free agent. So if another come for him and we still sell Vargas or Daniels, then we're just kind of out of a CDM for sure, and we might have to go look somewhere else to replace him. Now, striker options, I want a third striker that isn't that great, but isn't better than Roberts. Definitely won't be better than Hoffman, but definitely isn't better than Roberts. There's a couple options here. We have Pierre Cohan, Danny Flores, and Moritz Winter. Now, I'm probably going to go after one of these two because there's two strikers at Leipzig, in which I know for sure they're not getting that much game time. And honestly, I might go after the 19-year-old because he's 76. He is slightly cheaper by only a couple million. As well as I was looking at my squad hub, and we went ahead and actually might be bringing in, trying to find a right wing replacement to replace Jude Cunningham as well. So he has been transfer listed. I'm not fully set on selling him. Obviously, Saka's pre-gen, not regen, but Saka's pre-gen. His growth has already stopped at 82, so he's not going to grow anymore. Adams, I went ahead and loan listed. I was going to transfer list him, but I can't because I did just bring him in. I loan listed him. He might be on his way to go in Bayern Munich because there is a certain man at Chelsea that is now a better overall since going out on loan. Liam Morgan, 82 overall, Australian that we had bought in, I assume, last season or the season before that. He's 82 now. He is a decent player. He could come into, be a left winger, and be a fantastic left wing replacement for Adams. So that will only happen if Adam goes out on loan to any club. And it's more likely going to go ahead and be Bayern, unless they go ahead and decline that for whatever reason. We'll bring in Liam Morgan in. Other than that, I think a right wing replacement for Cunningham, and then after that, whether or not we sell a CDM or not, we'll bring in Fernandes. But before we get to really any of that, we have an FA Cup game here against Barnsley at the Forest Park Stadium. We are going to go ahead and take this on. And we are going to test the sliders against a slightly lower rated team. We are obviously on World Class now, jumping down from Legendary. I'm back to 4 minutes. We are playing on normal game speed. Chesnoid has it on 6 minutes, I believe, 6 minute halves. with world class with normal. He also has player based difficulty on. I turn that off because that is pretty much them playing FIFA, and it's absolutely impossible. That's why I lost the West Ham game. I turned it off for the Chelsea game, and it was somewhat a little bit better. Now Chelsea off it. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to show you all that actually. Before we get into the FA Cup game, let's go to the Premier League. We stopped it at the top of the table. We lose to West Ham. That knocked us down. Chelsea were then first, only ahead of us by 1 point. And they would have been 4 points if we had lost that game against them. Fortunately enough, we drew, so we are now only 1 point behind them. But now Man City have jumped over both of us, and they currently lead the Premier League with 21 games played by 2 points to me and then 1 point to Chelsea. So it's very tight at the top, including Man United, Leicester, and even Arsenal. Not that far away, only 5 points from Arsenal to Man City. So it's not looking like it's going to be an easy path to win the Premier League, and honestly, I'm kind of happy about that. We are going to play a slightly rotated team here. Jacobs is now back in the starting 11 for good, though. He is better than Ziegler, 100%. We are going to give Cunningham possibly a sending off, as well as Adams. Vargas will come on for Daniels. Hahn will come on for Young. Mosqueda will come on for Ryu. And is there anybody else on the bench? I kind of want to get Grob on the field. I want to get Barrios on the field as well. And I need a center back in there, though. And then Esposito is going to go ahead and play instead of Evans as well. And I think that is... No, I'll give Robert Erstop over Hoffman. This might be risky playing it via the new sliders. But here it goes to nothing. Alright, let's see how good these sliders are against a lower side team here. I'm hoping it's somewhat decent. Now, obviously, this being the last season of this career mode, we are going to go for everything, including the champ. I mean, we was going for everything anymore, but that is going to be a massive majority. Is the Champions League and the Premier League, not the FA Cup so much. I believe we already won the FA Cup, and as Jude Cunningham is in behind here, Jude Cunningham will put it away to bed and make Wakefield go up 1-0 against Barnsley. But FA Cup is not a priority. We already got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, so that actually helps us out a little bit there. So it's Premier League and Champions League as well. A round of 16 fixture against Ajax, if I'm not mistaken, as our first knockout stage of the game goes. Sieto will find Vargas in the midfield and possibly on his way out. We'll see what happens with him. Jacobs in behind for Adams on his possible last game before going to Bayern for the rest of the season. That is a loan to buy as well. So even if we were to continue, he most likely probably would be bought by Bayern Munich. That's why Liam Morgan coming in would be a fantastic addition. It's a really nice ball. Part of a whole new wire. Moyano, header into Mosqueda off the crossbar, and it will fall over the line. Make it 3-0 for Wakefield here. As we triple our lead against Barnsley, we are looking to go to the next round of the FA Cup. There you can see completely over the line. Thank you to GDS. And we are up 3-0. And honestly, we're up 3-0 so bad, we are going to jump to a result. Expect the win. That is a 5-1 thrashing. We don't get the clean sheet. Weber goes ahead and scores on the 44th. But Jacobs and Moyano in the second half. And that might be... Oh, and they've completely rejected it. So Mason Adams not completely out on his way from leaving quite yet. We'll see what happens with him. He is still loan listed, so we're going to have to get a good offer for him. But for now, he stays in and Liam Morgan stays away. And no changes quite yet to the team. We will go ahead and quick sim this game against Leeds United. They're on 9 points, and they win 3-1. Pettit, Greenwood, and Labrisque. We lose 3-1 to a team that has 9 points, now have 12. We just put them into a double point range. That's absolutely fantastic. Yay. That's what you want to see. Who do Barcelona think they are? Tommy Daniels transfer offer from Barcelona for 1.6 million. Now, obviously, at first I just seen this. I didn't see the swap deal on the right-hand side of the offer type. I thought they were generally offering 1.6 million, but they also want to add Ilias to that. I'm not interested in Ilias, obviously, not a youth prospect player. We are going to go ahead and delegate this, though, and see if we can get 62. Now, I did accept a transfer offer from Vargas for 58.9 million, as well as Cunningham for both Spanish clubs. A lot of Spanish clubs coming in for my players. 34.7 from Valencia, and then 32.9 from Atletico Madrid. I have one issue with both of these. I cannot find a decent replacement for Jude Cunningham anywhere. I just can't. The only replacement I can find is old players from my saves that are now, or old players from my team that I've bought up and now are 85, 86, 87 overall, and I'm not fully set on actually doing that. And I might not even have the money to bring him in. We bring in Bruno Schroeder in out for loan now. He should be going on his way to Germany. Either Daniels or Vargas is probably going to leave, and it's probably going to end up being Vargas. But other than that, I might be in a pickle with the right-hand situation. But Sheffield United away from league. Now, I don't have high hopes out of this. I might lose this game as well. Okay, we win. Hoffman with 2 goals, 36 in the 70th minute for a 2-0 win. And both Cunningham and Vargas has been sold, and I forgot to write down their stats. Oh, my doofus. I forgot to write down their stats, but there is Vargas leaving. He is going on his way to Celta Vigo for 58 million. That opens the door for a certain someone. 58.9 million for him. He is gone now to Celta Vigo for the rest of his life. And if I hit X here, here is Jude Cunningham going over to Valencia for 34.7 million. So we go ahead and lose him as well. We're going to have to find a decent replacement for him, but he's over his way to Valencia for 34.7 million. Well, this is a turn of events. We are going to go ahead and bring in Sebastian Molina in from Arsenal to replace Jude Bellingham. But the fee is 10.9 million plus Tony Adams. So Adams not going out on loan. He is going fully to Arsenal. This will open the gates up for Liam Morgan to come into the squad. But Molina will be a rotation player. He will obviously be a backup for Davey now. Now, obviously worse overall than Jude Cunningham, but he is better than him on all stats around the field. And hopefully he can come in and do a good job coming off of the bench. And now Tony Adams is going to be hit and going over there as well. And this is honestly what is the best in both worlds, to be honest. Because now we bring in Liam Morgan back from loan from Chelsea. They have Jack Laird. They don't need Liam Morgan. Liam Morgan will now be our backup player, a better backup player than Tony Adams, whereas Molina, backup player, better backup player than Jude Cunningham is. We still need to bring in a third striker, and we still need to bring in that CDM replacement as well. And the squad is looking somewhat nice coming into the team. And there is Renato Fernandez coming into the squad, a free agent. CDM to replace Vargas, a CDM to drop Daniels to the bench. Fernandez will be our starting central defensive midfielder alongside Moyano. Let's see how well of this team can do, and hopefully we can go ahead and win not only the Premier League but also win the Champions League as well. And now we want a second striker, and I'm honestly tired of going through delegations. We are going to go ahead and pay the release clause of 19.4 million for Danny Flores. Offer him his wages via the delegation menu. And we are also going to go ahead and go into here where we have 1,000 players out on loan. Bring in Liam Morgan back to the squad. He is now our left wing replacement for Tony Adams, and he'll be our backup player for Harrison Steele. And Bruno Schroeder has been loaned out to Juventus for 2 years. Obviously won't matter. Goodbye to him. And so before we get that third striker in, we have FA Cup game against Liverpool. This is exactly what I wanted to see on my menu of playing. Now, I wouldn't mind if I lost this game, but looking at their team, they are somewhat tired, a lot more tired than what we are. So this might be a chance to actually capitalize on their mistake and possibly go for a treble. That would be nice. I'm not expecting it. But here we go. Hoffman, Steele, Jacobs, Davies, Sierra, Juarez, Evans and Net, Ryu, Young, Moyano, and new man Fernandez into the team. Moyano's up to 90 overall. That's fantastic to see from him. This guy is looking, he's just looking like, oh my god, he might be the best player on this team besides Hoffman. our bench is looking like this: Robert, Morgan, Molina, Ziegler, Mosqueda, Hahn, and Daniels. And honestly, Mosqueda might get the start over Ryu. Now, I know Ryu is left-footed. Mosqueda isn't. That's the only reason why Ryu is starting, in all honesty. Who has a better weak foot? He has a better weak foot, so he'll start on the left-hand side. Let's see what we can do against Liverpool and maybe win the game and keep going, I guess. Hoffman, Davey, back in for Jacobs. He'll try and lay it off for Hoffman. He'll be intercepted, but he'll keep it. Jacobs. Davey will score. Wakefield up 1-0 against a tiresome Liverpool. Now for Jacobs. He'll lay it off quickly for Davey. First touch football here. Davey might be in behind. He's going to try and sweat it for Hoffman. 2-0 for Wakefield over Liverpool in the FA Cup. And we might have to adjust the sliders or keep these sliders and go up to world or legendary against time. He went up to 97 after that Chelsea game, and solid markers. We'll go ahead and get one back for Liverpool. It's not quite over yet. It's 2-1. Moyano intercept. Fernandez will get it off the pass. He'll look to find Moyano back. Moyano now out wide for Davey. Now in for Hoffman. Hoffman for his brace. Saved by the keeper initially. And Steele will head it into the back of the net. It's 3-1. We restore that 2-goal lead. Solid markers trying to get one last effort before halftime. Sieta will clear the cross, and that will be halftime, up 3-1 against Arsenal, against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Fernandez now on the ball. Fernandez will carry it up. Fernandez is still going. Fernandez, I know he doesn't have the great shooting, but how about that? Made 4-1 against Liverpool. Fernandez on his debut gets his debut goal as well as a pure central defense midfielder. He extends the lead to 4-1 here. And we will see the likes of our new players, Molina and Morgan, come onto the field. Sieta gets past. Is that still in bounds? That is. Are they going to give a penalty for that? That's absolutely criminal from EA. How is that ball not going out? Oh, that's annoying. This ball, it's going out. That's unfortunate. I mean, thankfully we're up 4-1, so if they score here, it won't matter too much. I mean, 30 minutes left to go. It's not the hardest thing for them to do, but I don't see them doing it. I actually kind of see us scoring possibly another goal. Young will use whatever pace he has left. He has a lot more stamina over Yotova. That might be the key. Molina's back post. Fake shot from Molina on his left foot. Molina on his debut will score as well. It's 5-2 out here against Liverpool. And we are for sure into the next round of the FA Cup here. It's just what we needed to see here. This cross, this fake shot. Actually, that wasn't even a fake shot. That was a fake shot there. That was just a beautiful cutback touch from Molina. Fake shot, then the shot. Keeper, no shot of saving that. And Molina's shot will go in. How many times did I just say shot there? Holy cow. And this will be game over. 5-2 win over Liverpool in the FA Cup. We're now into the round of 16 of the FA Cup. We're into the round of 16 of the Champions League. We're somewhat in a title race of the Premier League. It's been a kind of lackluster type of month in the Premier League standards. But it's been a good month for, I guess, FA Cup and bringing in more players. Not bringing in more players, but bringing in better quality players inside the squad here. Where are we at in the Premier League? We're third now. We're 5 points behind Man City. We're going to have to beat Man City when it comes to it. They're going to have to drop points. I honestly don't see a way in which world they might drop points at all. When do we play them? We play Liverpool in the league next episode. Man City is the final game day of the season. That is absolutely criminal. I will see y'all there next episode, February. We'll play Liverpool, we'll play Ajax, and we might even play Ajax again as well, or maybe Spurs, depending how that first leg goes. But until then, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.